it's Bree Simulated here. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you are new here. Today we're going ahead and playing the 100 Baby Challenge Part 80, which means it is the very first part of the third generation, the third season, the third matriarch, whatever you want to call it. We're over here with our lovely sim, Grace, and as you can see, she has just aged on up into an adult. I was playing with her off camera, of course, with Avery and her twin brother. I forget his name, but we're over here in Brindleton Bay because we're over here in our new house. So she's moved out of home and we're living in this beautiful home here. Now, if you have The Sims 4 cats and dogs and you've stayed in some of the houses before, you might already recognize this house. It's on this lot here. You've sort of got like the park there, the Papa Stone, whatever it's called there, the vet clinic, this empty lot, which I put Phoebe's place from the Not So Berry Challenge Plum generation there. And you got this house here. Well, we're across the road. I think this is where technically Brant and Brent used to live, but they've unfortunately since passed away, so we've gone ahead and got their place. At least I think that's this house. So as you can see, if you know what it looked like before, I've obviously renovated it quite a bit and gone ahead and made it look a lot better, in my honest opinion. And what this generation is meant to be is sort of more of a like old school, old fashioned, like it's sort of meant to be a little bit, I don't know, like farmy, like I don't know, old school, you're on a farm, like housewife-esque, but obviously she doesn't have a husband, so she is like playing both roles. So that's sort of what we are over here to do. So you can see we're in Brindleton Bay, so it's obviously going to be raining here a lot. But we just got a nice little like mix of modern and old, like farm rustic. I definitely want to redo the kitchen later, but I just wanted to get into playing. So yeah, this is Grace, our lovely, lovely sim. She actually needs to eat, so let's let her go ahead and do that while I introduce her. She has the big, happy family aspiration, which suits her very well because she is going to be going ahead and finishing off this challenge. So if you haven't watched the other generations, that's fine. She's just thinking about her mom right now. Her mom is Avery, and Avery was the second matriarch. So we'll go back here. Missy was the one who started this all off. You can tell we're playing the 100 Baby Challenge by all the crazy lines. But basically, Missy started us off and she had 39 kids. So most of her kids have passed away except for, of course, Avery, but all of them have passed away. And I had a lot of her kids also go ahead and adopt kids. So that's why it's mega crazy, but we're not counting the adopted kids. Here is Avery, and she went ahead and had 41 kids. So that means that there are 80 kids in total. So you can see a lot of Grace's siblings have died. Some of them have passed away and all that good stuff. But where is Grace? Where are we? Here we are. So Grace has a twin brother called Noah, who is obviously still alive. And here are all of her siblings. There should be like 40 of them, and she is number 41. And she is going to go ahead and have 20 kids. She might have like 21 or 22, depending on if we have triplets or twins when it comes to the last pregnancy. But she's going to have at least 20 kids. She went ahead and made some mac and cheese. That's it, my girlie. So yeah, she's going to have 20 kids. She wants a big, happy family. But not quite as big as her grandma and her mums. You know, her grandma had 39 kids. Her mum had 41. She's going to be having about half the amount of kids they had. So we should be able to do it before the end of her young adulthood, which will be really exciting. So her job is that she is a farmer. She grows, she harvests, and she sells. That's all she does. That's all she's going to be doing for a living, basically. Her skills right now is cooking level 1 and gardening level 2 and a bit. And here are her relationships if you're interested. I think this guy here, who's her dad, technically? This guy here is her father. Oh, he was the spa guy, that's right. But we've learned that Grace is a vegetarian, which is very true. We're about to get up to that in just a second. Her inventory is empty. I did empty it out. And she is over here. She's not famous. She has a neutral reputation. Her name is Grace Damon. She's a vegetarian, loves the outdoors, and a little bit erratic. And we're going to learn a little bit more about her erraticness in just a second. But she's vegetarian and she loves the outdoors because she's a farmer. She's going to be eating what she grows and like only buying stuff from like the local farmer's market, we're going to pretend. She's just a little bit old school, a little bit like that, you know, only wants to eat off of the land nearby, like only trusts Brindleton Bayans. And she did go ahead and get a couple of traits from her childhood. So she has mediator from having positive conflict resolution, top-notch toddler from having level 5 toddler skills. She is insensitive from having negative empathy, has good manners from having positive manners, irresponsible from having negative responsibility, and she is domestic from her aspiration. So that's her. She needs to pee, but I'll let her finish molding this first. She's not in any clubs, and we don't have any retail stores. So that is her. She's quite a cute sim. I'll just go ahead and show you. Is she molding that on the toilet? There will be a creator sim out of her. I'm not sure if it'll be coming out the weekend gone or one coming, but here is just an overview of her outfits. As you can see, she's quite like modern modest, if that makes sense. Like, I just sort of tried to do a little bit something different that I wouldn't usually do, and do a little bit more old schooly outfits. Like, I don't know, I just feel like maybe like 50s housewife, 70s housewife. I don't know my generations, but I just feel like a little bit of that vibe would go really well. But she's not actually like that. It's not as if I'm like stereotyping her into that. That is just her facade. It is her act to go ahead and lure the men in. She's going to lure them in by making them think that she's this innocent housewife woman who wants to start a family with them and be with them forever. But that's not what she wants, is it? She just wants to harvest their babies, 20 of them to be exact, and then that's all she's doing. So I guess you can go ahead and watch the llama premiere, but I want to show you, I can't actually see them right now in this mode, but we have some neighbors here and some neighbors in Phoebe's house over there. They are some neighbors that people left on the gallery under the hashtag BreeBaby. So you might be wondering, this is like a smallish house. If you don't know, we've got sort of like a painting office over there. We probably won't do too much painting. We've got this cute little hallway that I renovated. Here is her bedroom. And then over here is like another study. And you might be thinking, so where is Grace gonna have her children? Like what's up with that? So if you haven't seen out here, we've got a whole bunch of activities here, monkey bars, all this good stuff. We've got our patchy. I've organized all of our plants into summer, autumn, winter, and spring, or summer, fall, winter, spring. And yeah, you can see we've got some inside here growing. And you can see there's this little staircase leading down. And there's a little warning sign telling people not to go there because there's asbestos. This little barn here looks cute and innocent, but it's filled with asbestos in its basement. So don't go down there, okay? But just between you, me, and Grace, let's go ahead and have a look what is down there. Oh my goodness. Okay, so first of all, you're greeted with this little staircase area, and it's fenced off. So this is going to be locked so only Grace can get in and out. There's a whole bunch of bulletin boards and reminders, and there's notes everywhere telling you to stay out. There are cameras and signs, and there are even some freeze ray guns that we can break the glass and use if we have to. Over here we have some bookshelves and just a little monitoring area, because if you didn't notice, there are some cameras around. So Grace can go ahead and sit here and work on her computer and watch the cameras. And you're wondering, well, who are we going to be putting in here? What are these little rooms for? So all these rooms are exactly identical, and I've made these rooms so they've sort of got like a bed, a dresser table with a lamp, a shower, sink and toilet with a mirror, a place to eat, and a place to have fun. So these are the places where we'll probably be locking our children and our teens, and they'll be locked in here every single day after school and kept here in their rooms. I'm just sick of them running around, running amok in city living. That was probably like the worst time because they could run downstairs. The toddlers were always going down the elevator into like the city, and it was just hectic. In Windenburg, it wasn't too bad, and I imagine it wouldn't be too bad in Brindleton Bay either, but I don't want them mucking with my plants or like doing anything like that. So occasionally, like I've got some stuff up here, like the monkey bars and whatnot. This is mostly a facade, like I said, for the husbands, or the fake husbands that are going to be coming on by, to make them think that we're actually going to stay with them, but we're not. And it's also, you know, to keep child protective services off of our coochie, and also just to go ahead and occasionally let the good kids out. So when they are rewarded, they'll be let upstairs into the greenery. If you didn't know, the whole purpose of having the 100 babies is because a family has been recruited to breed children. The family, like the Damon family, have been recruited because of their amazing genetics, and they've been required to have 100 babies in as few generations as possible. And Grace has the last 20. So it's really important that she makes sure the last 20 are really, really good, because obviously some of the first 80 have passed away and whatnot. So hers are like the top specimen, if you know what I mean. Like they're the final 20, the last limited edition. They're gone fast. For whatever reason, they were... Oh, was she talking to herself? For whatever reason, they were wanted for. So yeah, she is a bit erratic, and that is because she is sort of just over it. Like, she was raised in quite a big apartment actually, but for how many kids were all trapped in there at once, Grace sort of felt like she was prisoned, and so I think she sort of feels the need to do the same to her children that are going to be oncoming. So you might be wondering, where are we going to keep our babies and toddlers? Well, don't you worry, they are down just a layer further, and the reason for this is because the babies and toddlers scream and cry a lot. And actually, when we were living with Avery in the apartment, other people would always notice the babies screaming and crying. So that was a really bad thing because people could notice it. So we need to keep it under wraps because obviously she's keeping them in the basement. She doesn't want her neighbors to know that she's keeping them here. So she has to go ahead and lock them up in these doors. So all the doors you see that look like this will be locked for only Grace. The other doors will be locked for each individual child or locked for everyone. So as you can see, we've got this nice little hallway. It's quite bright and happy, and we've got all these different doors. Oh, and if you hadn't noticed already, all the rooms are color-coded. So I'll be like the green sim, the this, the that. We won't really refer to them by their names. So here we have room for 4 toddlers. In their rooms, they have an iPad, which will get up their fun and whatnot and their skills, a bed for sleeping, and a toilet for going, a potty for going to the toilet. So those are their 4 rooms for the toddlers. Over here, we have a nursery. It's sort of a room where she can give birth and take care of the kids. Then here we have a little hallway. So this uses the farm, like the doggy doors, to go in and out of here. And that's how they're going to be getting in and out. And she will get through under the staircase. The reason for this is because this room is only going to be used for bathing and toilet use when they are in the communal room. And also so she can go to the toilet and whatnot while she's out here. And then we got some toys in here in case I ever need to lock them in here for bathing so they can have something to do. We've also just got a dresser, which is probably where she'd keep like all of the clothes. In here you can see it's a bit plain, but we just got some high chairs. I'm going to make a rule where we have to feed them in this room. Not necessarily in the high chairs, but they have to be fed in this room. I can't drag the food into their like rooms. She has to come and put the food in here. So it's going to be a lot more hands-on, a lot more actually like doing things. But they'll go into the high chairs occasionally. We got some bookshelves, and then we got some toys in here. And these 2 beds are for if we ever go ahead and have more. Did you make mac and cheese for breakfast as well? It's like 6:30 a.m. Okay. These beds are for if we ever have more than 4 toddlers at once. The leftovers will be put into this room until these ones can be cleared out, because it is possible. Over here, you can see this door doesn't have any kid doors. They've only got the Grace doors, so she'll be going in here and preparing all of their meals. Basically, what we're going to be saying to each baby daddy is that we were like going to be in a relationship with them, but then maybe they were trying to have a kid and she just couldn't. That is so cool how the dishwasher is there. I didn't even realize. Yeah, basically we're just going to be saying like, oops, sorry, like we didn't get pregnant. We're going to lie to them all and say that we failed to get pregnant, and they're going to be like, damn, and we'll be like, okay, bye, like we don't want to date you anymore. We're going to go over here and knock on the door and introduce ourselves to our neighbors. Brindleton Bay is quite dark at the moment. I might install a reshade mod. These Sims were added by O1 Baby Blue Eyes. So she is Michelle K or Mickey Mouseketeer on YouTube. I have spent a lot of time talking, so I don't want to go ahead and play too much more, but we will only have to have 20 kids, which we've got 20 parts to have 20 kids. That's quite a lot of time. She had her first kiss, you guys. She looks so young, doesn't she just? Okay, she's had her first kiss, so let's go ahead and take a photo with Jeffrey. Go ahead and try for a baby with Jeffrey. This is her first time woohooing. She literally like aged up this week into a teen, and now she's a young adult and having a baby already. Like, oh my goodness, her first woohooty. Okay, she's gonna head on into the bathroom to take her very first pregnancy test. Let's go ahead and see what it is. It was positive! Yay! Okay, let's go ahead and tell him. What does he think? He's like, what? Are you serious? We literally just met today. Okay, I guess that's great. Should we kill all the baby daddies? I'm gonna go ahead and lock old mate Jeffrey down here. But anyway, until next time, I hope you all have a very snazzy day, and I'll see you all soon. Bye guys!